Hey guys, it's Lee here. So just a quick follow-up video on the JCEMiner that I done recently, and quite a few people are asking about how to set custom number of CPU threads. So by default in the previous video it's kind of all done automatically. So when you start the miner using the start batch file, the CPU miner will basically start and try and use as many cores and threads as possible. It will max out your entire system. So you can see when we started the miner, if we look on the performance panel on the right hand side, you can see it go straight to 100%, so it's using all of your CPU power. So this is good for mining, but if you want to do something in the background or want to sort of work alongside the miner, it's not great. So what I'll show you is how to set a custom number of threads. So we've just got an update there. With the 4 threads it normally runs about 1600, 1700. So let's close the miner down. And I'll just close the performance tab for the time being, just so we can focus on the middle. So from the main CPU miner folder, there's a couple of things that you want to do. So if you go to this start.batch file or create a new one, actually let's create a new one. So we'll copy it and we'll paste it. And if we edit it, so by default it's running with 4 threads or 4 cores, and so I'm going to change this to 3 thread. And then we're going to edit this file, and then if you go all the way down to the bottom, you can see there is the miner, and then it's got this --auto. So you want to change that to -c, and then you want to write CPU config.txt, and then you want to go to file and save. You can close that now. And then up here we've got this text file, which is this config example. So you're going to open this. Sorry, just going to open that. And then we've got this config example. You want to kind of scroll all the way down, and this really applies to like 4 core processors, but you'll kind of get the idea even if you've got more cores than that. So then the part that you want to copy is this. So it's from this CPU threads conf down to this square bracket. So Control and C, copy the whole lot, then Control and A and delete the whole file. Then if we paste that bit of text back in there, so this makes it nice and simple. So in this current configuration, just to break it down for you, you've got the CPU architecture is set to auto. You can leave that as it is. The find CPU, basically you want to start at 0 and add 1 for each of your CPU cores. Generally you want to use cache as well. So here we've got a 4 core kind of setup. So it's really simple. So if we just want to use 3 threads, we're going to remove that line there and the space. So we've gone all the way back to the comma on the end there. So this is basically a setup for using 3 threads. So we go to file, and I'm going to save as CPU config, which is what we set in the batch file, and we save that. So you can see here now we've got this new file. So if we start this start 3thread.bat, you should see that we now use 3 threads instead of 4, or 3 cores instead of 4. So I'll start that up. You'll see on the top bit it sort of detects the cores, and you can see here that we're only thread 0, 1 and 2. So we're only using 3 threads in this instance. If I show the performance monitor, I was kind of hoping it would show you much less CPU usage, but it doesn't. But that's okay. It is using less. You should notice definitely less power. Let me just close the miner for a second, and I'll just show you how to set it for 1 thread. So if we just copy that batch file, and if we just paste it, I'll put the links in the description if you just want to kind of copy and paste these. So if we just start 1 thread. Now if we edit this file, and then if you go all the way down to the bottom, so you can have multiple different configurations. So if you've got, I'll change the text file. So we'll create a text file called CPU config 1.txt. So let's save that batch file. Now if we go to this CPU config, and if we open that up, so I'm going to delete these other 2 lines, so we're just going to have 1 line, and I'm going to file and save this as CPU config 1 .text. So we save that and close that now. So now when I start this one thread, it should start just one thread on the CPU miner. So let's see how that looks. So you can see up here, I can highlight this for you, starting CPU 0 thread. So that's probably a better example now, but now you can see on the CPU performance that we're using much less power. So this will give us a hash rate in a few moments, and you can see that we're now using a much lesser performance. I think if I press H, I think you can kind of see the performance by each individual core or thread. So if I press that, let's see how that looks. Yeah, sorry, maybe just because we're using the one thread, so it doesn't give you a breakdown like previous results. But that's basically it. So if you want to use like less than your maximum CPU threads, that's how you do it. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you found it quick, useful and helpful. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.